Something's fishy again. Hello, folks. Welcome back to our channel. This is your friendly neighborhood Goosebumps boy, and today I'm going to be reviewing the book called Deep Trouble 2. Deep Trouble 2, indeed. Wow, I'm so excited to speak about this one. Definitely a must-read for anybody who has read the first Deep Trouble, as it is the sequel to Deep Trouble 2. So, before moving to the book itself, let's speak a little bit about the front cover, as we usually do. So basically, this front cover is really good, in my opinion, and very, not just scary, but kind of weird in a way. And basically, it depicts some fish, a large goldfish, and basically, this large goldfish is swimming by a shipwreck, according to the Goosebumps website that you can see down there at the bottom of the ocean. And basically, this oddly shaped goldfish looks huge, according to the Goosebumps website. It says oddly shaped, and I think that's a fair description, so I'm going to use it as well in here. But basically, it looks huge. It's yellow and orange, and basically, it has those big pink eyes. And basically, you can see two jagged teeth that are basically protruding from its mouth, and basically all around you have the reefs, basically the coral reefs. I believe that's what they're called, the reefs, the corals, and so on. And basically everything is so blue in there. And basically you have some the sun shining through the ocean, as you can see, some very clear blue contrast to the darker blue color. Basically, you have some really lighter kind of blue, and so I believe that it is the sun shining through the sea. And basically, all around you have rocks, you have stones in there, you have some moss clinging to the reef. And it's so beautiful, in my opinion. And they're saying something's fishy again. I like that too. I believe this book cover looks pretty good. But I don't know if there's much more I could say about this. It's just a funny book cover. And it's kind of a little bit like the first Deep Trouble in terms of cover, because it takes place in the sea, under the surface, inside the ocean itself. I believe it's pretty good. And even this fish with its fins and its eyes, its pink eyes that are reflected by the colors surrounding or framing the picture, Goosebumps. I believe that's very nice indeed. And the gray in the background of the Goosebumps title. I like everything about this. I believe it's just pretty good. And I don't know if I mentioned that, but I believe the first book was the first book to feature the Parachute Press logo was 55. So now you have it, right? In case I haven't said it before, I haven't noticed it necessarily. But yes, you have the Parachute Press Incorporated logo, the logo, right? So let's move on to the book itself without further ado. So basically, we have the same characters as we did from the first book that are really nice and very relatable. And I really like these characters. So basically, we have Billy Deep, who is our main character, more or less, and his sister, Sheena Deep. And basically, they're spending another summer vacation in the Caribbean with their uncle, who's a marine biologist named Dr. Deep. And basically, they're staying on his boat called the Cassandra. And basically, Billy is being reminded about what happened to him in the first book, his first adventure from deep trouble. And basically, he wants to have more of that, right? He doesn't want to just end there. He wants there to be a follow up to his incredible adventures. And basically, Dr. D, he's gonna show the kids like a fish that he caught, and it looks like it's a minnow, but it's huge in size, like it's the size of a dog. And basically, Dr. D is gonna explain to them that minnows are supposed to be the size of a goldfish, and basically it reminds Billy that he has to feed his two pet goldfish and a snail, and basically he's gonna go and bring them give them like some plankton from one of the vials that is on the ship, and basically, yeah, Billy gets scared when he sees basically a head floating in that fishbowl. But it turns out to be, some kind of a prank that Sheena, came up with, because one of her favorite hobbies is to try and scare her brother, Billy. And then Billy is going to be angry, so he's going to try to basically, take revenge for that. Basically, they're gonna go swimming, and what happens is something, pretty amazing is gonna happen. There's gonna be a giant jellyfish there. There's gonna be in the water, and basically, this creature is gonna kind of wrap itself around the kids, and it's gonna be a pretty scary scene, I gotta admit, and one of the scariest scenes in the book. And basically, they're gonna find another gray monster, some kind of a gray monster, a giant gray monster, and they're gonna find all these huge fish in size, and they're gonna find out that their uncle, as a matter of fact, is in danger, and he's being attacked by one of those. So they're gonna try to help him and save him from this giant snail. And basically, it's inside the boat, if I'm not mistaken. And Billy is gonna find out that his own goldfish, has become, huge, like it turned into a giant. And basically, soon afterwards, some men are going to show up on the Cassandra, 3 men to be more precise. And basically, they saw Dr. Deep's ship tilting, and they were kind of wondering if everything was okay. So they went there to try and investigate and understand what the heck was going on. So basically, what happens is that they're going to introduce themselves. One man is going to introduce himself as Dr. Ritter, and he's going to ask Dr. Deep or the Deeps if they've seen anything strange happening, and if everything is okay. But basically, Billy is going to tell them a little bit about what happened, but Dr. D and Sheena are going to try and stop him because they feeling like there's something, fishy going on, pun intended. So they're going to try to stop stop Billy from saying anything. So they're going to try to basically, keep him quiet so that he doesn't say anything. He doesn't let them on in anything that may, that may be not good to say. And basically, soon afterwards, the giant snail is going to reappear suddenly, the giant snail, and Ritter is gonna ask his man to detain the Deep family, and Ritter is gonna reveal that he's injecting something known as a growth hormone and into some plankton beds that are nearby. And basically, all the fish who eat this are gonna grow incredibly, like they're gonna turn out to be huge. And Ritter's gonna tell them that the secret hormone, it could help feed the world, but nobody should be let in on a secret. So, and because it could end up being stolen, so he's gonna try to, keep them like keep them hostage. And this is basically how it happens, how things happen. And afterwards, something is going to happen. Some things are going to lead to other things. I don't want to spoil the book in any shape or form, so I'm not going to tell you exactly how everything happens the way it does. But I guess I could go on a little further. But basically, yeah, they kind of, kept in there by Dr. Ritter's henchmen. And yeah, it looks very bad for them. And yeah, it's a little bit like what happened in the first, like Goosebumps, like in the first Deep Trouble book to some extent. And yeah, after that, something happened, and I don't want to spoil the book too much or anything, but they're gonna end up in an island, and yeah, soon afterwards, there's gonna be a scene involving a dolphin. I'm not going to tell you exactly how it happens because I don't want to spoil the book too much. I apologize if I did a little bit, but I'm trying my level best not to, give too much away. But basically, yeah, there's going to be something, a big reveal about this secret hormones, one of its side effects, and I'm not going to tell you one of its side effects about the secret hormone. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but yeah, it's pretty scary actually, and it's pretty like creepy to be introduced to such a concept. But I'm not gonna tell you what it is. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna spoil the book in any shape or form because I don't want you to basically have this whole experience ruined, especially if you haven't read this book. But yeah, something happens afterwards, and it gets funny at some point, I gotta admit. And yeah, this is basically, there's gonna be kind of like a fight or struggle, yeah, taking place with the bad guys, some kind of face showdown. I'm not gonna spoil it, don't worry about it, but it was so amazing, it was so much fun, so perhaps I'm gonna stop it right there because I believe that I said more than I should have for some reason. And yeah, perhaps I'm gonna just stop it right there and not let you in on anything too huge about this book. Perhaps I could read the summary a little bit ahead of time this time, like or no, I'll keep it for later. Right before I close in on this book, I close this review, I close this video. I'll read the summary, but not right now. But yeah, Deep Trouble 2, what did I think about it? I really like Deep Trouble 2. As a matter of fact, I love it. I believe that this book is better than the first one because the first one was kind of good, but it was more like a nice story, but, not really amazing. Like, it was pretty good, to be honest with you, as an adventure book. It was kind of nice and kind of likable to be in this world and this world in the sea, away from any place, that has land. I believe it was pretty good. But this one, it's done much better, especially with the concept of the huge fish, big-sized fish, that are so like huge. They're so big. I believe it was pretty good to be honest with you. Like who'd have thought about some enormous, fish to be, the monsters of any book, and it would grip me out to be honest with you. I know that Michael Goosebumps from this a great Goosebumps YouTuber. he said, I believe that it would scare him, and I got to be honest with you, it would have scared me. It would have scared me as well. It would scare me as well, even though I'm not afraid of fish. But yeah, huge fish, kind of like in Star Wars, this the scene in the first episode, the first movie rather, where you have this big fish in the ocean. It's kind of like the same concept. I believe it works pretty well. But yeah, really liked this book. Really liked everything about it. And I believe that if I were to give this book a rating, I don't really know what kind of a rating I could give it. But I would say that it was so much better than the first one that it deserves to have a higher rating this time around. So I believe I would give it a 9 out of 10. It was really, really, really good. And I really loved this book for what it was. It was fun. The characters are so great, especially Billy. And Sheena is good. She's okay. She's pretty good in this second book. She was better than the first one, in my opinion. She was less, less competing, less annoying, less. Yeah, she was better as a character in this book. Dr. Deep, once again, love this one. Dr. D is awesome. And yeah, I'd say that this book has some really, intense scenes, especially in the water when they're fighting off, those huge fish. I believe it works so well, to be honest with you. And today I'm going to be reading the summary a little bit ahead of time just to make sure I haven't, forgotten anything that is still important. Perhaps I could read it right now. So let's read it right now. The fish are biting everyone. Billy Deep and his sister Sheena are spending another summer in the Caribbean on their uncle's totally cool floating lab. The weather's beautiful, and there are lots of neat places to go swimming and snorkeling. Billy and Sheena are great swimmers, but even great swimmers get into trouble, especially this year. This year, there's something really scary going on under the sea. The fish all seem to be growing, bigger and bigger, with monster-sized appetites. So yeah, this whole concept about the huge monsters, like the huge, fish that are the monsters of the book, in my opinion, it works wonders, honestly. Hats off to Stein for this. Only him could come up with such amazing stories, with things that are just, things that wouldn't scare you usually, but because of his, writing style and everything he does, he manages to turn this whole concept into something really, really scary. And those are just fish, but in this book, I gotta be honest with you, at some point I felt really scared. And it's funny too, especially near the ending. There's gonna be a scene involving Billy doing something pretty funny. I love the ending of this book. The final twist was pretty funny. It was so much fun. And everything looks so good. The way the story plays out, everything was so awesome about this book. So yeah, it was funny. It was scary. It was suspenseful. It was mysterious. It was awesome. It was really good. It was a nice read. Really, honestly, this book is so underrated. Deep Trouble 2. Barely, I haven't noticed anyone talking about it. It barely gets any, acknowledgement. And I think it's a shame, I believe. I'm thinking right now that it's a shame that we don't have more people talking about it. And I mean, Deep Trouble 2 was a good book, so more people should talk about this book. And if you like the first one, you should definitely... If you liked the first one when you read it, you should definitely give this one a try because, in my opinion, it was much better than the first one. So if I were to give this book a rating, like I said, I would give it 9 out of 10, right? 9 out of 10 for me for Deep Trouble 2. Really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to hear about what you folks have to say about it. What did you think about Deep Trouble 2? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Is it your favorite Goosebumps book? Is it your worst Goosebumps book? Did you prefer it over the first one? Did you prefer this one over the original? Like, do you prefer the sequel or the original? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I really would love to hear about what you have to say about this book. And please let me know in the comment section down below. And I can't wait to have a discussion with you on this book, as I'm so in love with it. So I would give it 9 out of 10, as I said, 9 out of 10. And I'll share in the next review for another Goosebumps book review. In the meantime, folks, stay safe. Goodbye. Take care. This is Goosebumps Boy Figure signing off.